Hey, I'm at a bank here in Missouri. One thing about Missouri, there's a lot of banks, a lot of different banks, and the choices are just endless. And I'm not sure why there's so many here compared to California, where I came from. But anyway, I was at Menards, which is just an awesome hardware store, a couple of days ago, and actually, I think it was yesterday. And normally there's quite a few workers running around, and so I was talking to the young man, and I finally showed up, and I go, "What's going on? I mean, are you guys having shortages?" And he said nothing more than unusual. You know, sometimes we have certain items, and other times we can't get them. But I asked him about I go, "Well, anything else going on?" And he goes, "Yeah, we're having a hard time getting workers." And so I said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "We can't get hours. They've cut everybody's hours." So a lot of you people on your politics, you better get some more information, especially if you're going for the communist side of voting. And you better get some information, because you'll be part of the problem coming in the future. And it's already one we can't really avoid. A lot of people don't listen to my long videos, and which is going to be really a shame, because some of the people I can reach, you still have opportunity to prepare for what's coming. You know, $20 at Dollar Tree. We're going to do a video when we get a chance. We're going to go down and see what we were originally going to use $20, but as Angela and myself were talking, we're like, we can't use $20 anymore, because it's 25 now at least. What 20 we used to be, and that's true. And also the store went to $1.25 per item. And that's the warning to you. Get ready. The best thing you can do is, if you ain't got money and you're fighting it, is you better have one full pantry. You better have it under the bed. You better get all the food you can cheap. Well, I don't eat that type of stuff. Really? You might. You really might want to try some new recipes and expand your horizon when it comes to cooking, and try things you don't normally do. And when you go to a yard sale, which is a good place to shop, I'd recommend buying recipe books, especially if you can find older ones. Because a lot of people way back 30, 40, 50 years ago, when they didn't have the money, the government money like they have today, they learned how to make recipes work, especially for large families. And that means cooking. That means learning how to use that gas stove or electric stove. And of course, if you have an electric stove, you better have a backup camp stove with some 5-gallon cylinders filled up in case the electricity is off and you got a way to cook. It behind me is a storm. It could have a thunderstorm here in a few, or it could go around us. But you can see the storm coming. And you should be able to see the storm coming. I mean, demon cats, they put us in a bad spot. And there's also a bunch of Republicans that didn't have enough backbone to help out either. But there are some good Republicans that are trying. But we're heading to a rough time. And you can sit there and you can hide. And when you hide and this ain't going to happen, you have some normalcy bias, you're going to deserve your pain. You really are. You need to suffer because you were unwilling to learn. But the stupid thing is you might be dragging your family into it. And that's the sad situation. You had time to get ready, but you wanted to live in your little fairy tale fantasy little world. And I'm sorry, but you're going to pay a price. You better wake up. Get motivated. Get out of debt. One time when I was in charge of the food bank, I had people at the department call me and said there was a little young man, probably about 8, 9 years old, and he was going around knocking on apartment doors trying to get food. And he was trying to borrow everything he could for spaghetti. And so anyway, I went and I got a box of everything needed for spaghetti dinner for a large family. And I took it over to the apartment complex. I knocked on the door. And I heard a voice, "The door is open." And man, I opened it. It looked like fog coming out the door because the cigarette smoke was so nasty. And a woman, I mean, she was probably 300 pounds plus. And her boyfriend or husband, I have no idea what he was, he's sitting there too. And they go, "Just put it on the table." So they had enough money to sit there and puff away on cigarettes and no telling what else. And here their child is out trying to find dinner. Really? But yeah, there's stupid people out there like that. And they're going to pay the real price, but their kids are going to pay the price too. Anyway, the guy at Menards, they couldn't get enough hours. He's barely getting enough hours. Home Depot, Lowe's, all these guys are in trouble right now because nobody's spending money on a lot of building material. There are people spending money, but it's not the volume they need. A lot of companies can't always close because they have fixed costs. Even if they shut down, there's money still going out for insurance to protect the building, the maintenance of these buildings. You know, if they close something, they can't get rid of those costs. And so sometimes they'll actually push it longer to keep it open to offset the cost, which requires employees. Is the job market growing? In some ways it is, but it's all lies and deception. And the demon cats are definitely working at that. Because see, the question is I run across people who do get a new job and they're working 2 and 3 part-time jobs just to try to get a normal income and can't do it. No benefits, no insurance. And some of the people I talk to, my young lady works at a grocery store. And so sometimes I ask, how many people are coming in with government subsidies, food stamps, some type of aid. And it's extremely high. And if that system crashes because the government they're taxing the people like crazy, spending money like crazy, printing money like crazy, it's going to go bad. And whether you're Demon Cat or Republican, you're going to pay the price. Of course, some of the high up congressmen and senators, they're multimillionaires. They went in not millionaires, but somehow managed to become multimillionaires in a government job. I think there's some laws against that. We've heard of laws. Or, I'm sorry, they're for people like me down here on the ground, not for, the ones with wings. Well, they have no wings unless they're demon wings. There's a lot going on, people. You better be getting ready. Protect your family if you can afford to buy silver. I'm not a financial investor, but one thing about you go find an old silver coin and buy it, its value is not going down, it's going up. Gold is hitting a record high of over $2,600 plus, a little out of reach for a majority of us. But you can get a silver coin for about $30, and I suggest doing some things. No financial advisor, but you better do the research. You better get the information you need. Don't sit there and bury yourself. Oh, look, this video is almost 10 minutes. I don't have the time. I'd rather see like some kitten or frog videos. You deserve the pain then, don't you? Yeah, it's coming. I'm sorry. Get ready. I talk to people and I see it coming. Have a wonderful day.